Hey baseball fans, how's it going? Hayden here. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you all my personal favorite starters for the All-Star game in 2021. So, let's get right into it.
Alrighty, baseball fans. So we are going to get into this. Briefly, I just want to go over, about the All-Star game. Not so much the history behind it, but just, my feelings about it. Personally, I love the All-Star game. It's the Midsummer Classic. This is always great to help expand the game of baseball itself, get people more involved. And it's always enjoyable to see, baseball's finest, baseball's best players competing and playing against each other to see, which, league has better players, see your favorite guy, hit a home run against another all-star. It's always great to see. And I think in terms of how the process goes to voting, I think it's great. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, this process started in 2017. So that was when the All-Star game was in Miami, home of the Miami Marlins. So that's always great to see MLB doing this. It's a great way to expand the game, get fans more involved. As you could see, it shows you all the players, all their stats. Even though stats aren't necessarily one thing that I will, people focus on. I think it's great. In terms of how the All-Star ballot voting goes, as you could see up top, it says Phase 1 is June 3rd to June 24th, and that is to help advance three players. So the three players that would be advanced. So you'd have one starter making it, and then you'd have two alternates. So try to make sense of this. Let's say you'd have a guy like, Freddie Freeman, Pete Alonso, and Max Muncy making it. You'd have three guys moving on to the second round. And then the second round, which is Phase 2, which is June 28th to July 1st, you are voting for the starter. So you are voting for who will be starting the first couple innings in the All-Star game. So let's say you're going to vote for Max Muncy. So you'll have Max Muncy making the start, and then you'd have Freddie Freeman and Pete Alonso being the two alternates in the game who will come on later in the innings, the fifth, seventh inning, whatever. And then obviously, as we know, the manager, whoever the manager is, so in this case, it'll be Dave Roberts and Kevin Cash, they could always select one more player from the roster. So, Dave Roberts, if you wanted to select a Dodger like Cody Bellinger, or it doesn't even have to be from the team. He could always do that. So you never know. There could be another person from first base. Definitely is a compact position, but I'm going to try to get into this. Obviously, we know the All-Star game ballot, it kind of is a popularity contest, sadly, and that's kind of expected. A lot of guys are going to vote for, everyone on their favorite team. I do that too, but this video is just going to be who I think is going to be starting for the All-Star game. In terms of alternates, maybe I'll briefly give my opinion. Let's stop wasting any time and let's get into it. Starting off with the American League, you got some great candidates. You got Jared Walsh. You got Matt Olson. Nate Lowe had a nice start, kind of been slowing down. You have Yuli Gurriel. Chi-Man Choi coming back from an injury, former MVP Jose Abreu. But I think the best chance you got is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who, just looking at these dude's stats, they're unbelievable. He's definitely having an MVP breakout season so far. We saw he was called up in 2019, for the second half. He was in the home run derby. This dude's power is insane. Key metric barrel rate, all these advanced analytics, bat speed, it's unbelievable with Guerrero. His power, he has so much pop in his bat. Guerrero is one guy I want to see represent the American League at the first base position. In terms of the National League, who I think will be starting, I think it's going to be Max Muncy. I really think Max Muncy is the guy. Personally, it was either him or Tatis for the Player of the Month in May. My apologies, May. So definitely really close, but I think Max Muncy will be representing the National League at the first base position. Second base, not a whole lot of talent in terms of second base, but I think the clear and obvious pick is Marcus Semien, MVP caliber player too. We saw Marcus Semien was picked up by the Blue Jays this season. He was signed to a one-year deal, and he's been looking great so far. In 2019, we saw when he was with the A's, he was third for the AL MVP voting. Semien's been a nice surprise. He's been a blessing so far to them. He's really been helping out, and I think he does better at second base personally than shortstop. So Blue Jays, you got two Blue Jays on here so far. In terms of the National League, it's kind of tough. If Jeff McNeil wasn't hurt, I'd automatically say McNeil. I guarantee you he'd have a 280, 290 batting average. RBIs would be up, OPS would be up. Homers maybe a little bit more. But in terms of this, it's really difficult. I'm going to go Chaz Chisholm Jr. I mean, this dude has so much speed, athleticism. I've liked what I've seen of him so far. Chaz Chisholm Jr. is the guy I want to see represent the National League at second base. Third base, definitely another pack position. But in terms of the AL, you got some guys like Kyle Seager who warms up every now and then. Anthony Rendon kind of been quiet. J-Ram, definitely a contender. Yoan Moncada, definitely a contender. Josh Donaldson, he's been hot this week so far. Matt Chapman, more known for the glove now, it looks like. Alex Bregman, definitely a guy out there to vote. But I'm going to have to go Rafael Devers. I've been liking what I've been seeing out of this dude. Great talent from him. And, maybe if they call up a guy like Jeter Downs, the two of them on that other side of the infield would be nice. Red Sox have definitely been a big surprise so far, and Rafael Devers definitely has been a surprise too. So Rafael Devers is going to be the guy that I want to see representing the American League at third base. In terms of the National League, it really comes down to two guys, in my opinion, maybe three. But I think it's going to come down to Nolan Arenado and Chris Bryant. But based on what I've been seeing and what I've been watching, Chris Bryant is the guy that I have been liking what has been seen out of him. So I think Chris Bryant will be the guy that I would like to see start and represent the National League at third base. Shortstop, too, is another really packed position. Tim Anderson, Bo Bichette, Xander Bogaerts, Correa, Jose Iglesias, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, Joey Wendell, nice surprise. Definitely a ton of options. This is tough. I mean, I think out of all these guys, I'm probably going to have to go Xander Bogaerts too. I mean, definitely tough choice, but I'm going to have to go with Xander Bogaerts. National League options aren't as bad. You got Baez. You got Lindor, who's waking up. Do I think Lindor will make it? Probably not. Corey Seager started off the season nice, kind of slowing down a little bit, but he's still up there in contentions. Trevor Story, definitely a big person on the trade market. Hopefully, it'd be nice if he could make it, show his home fans maybe one last hurrah if he does get it traded. Eugenio Suarez, definitely struggling so far this season. Fernando Tatis Jr. and Trey Turner. I think it really come down to these two guys. It's really tough. I mean, it's a coin flip with Tatis and Trey Turner. Trey Turner's definitely underrated, but I'm going to go with Tatis. He's probably going to get it no matter what, but I may as well go for Tatis. Catcher position's been a little quiet for the AL. I'd say Salvador Perez has the highest chance. Yasmani Grandal's been performing all right. Mitch Garver, they've been okay. I thought Sharon Murphy would have been a little bit higher. We saw some hope out of him in 2020. But I guess Salvador Perez is the guy that I would want to see catching behind the plate, starting for the American League. In terms of the National League, you don't really have a whole lot of options. I mean, it really comes down to these three: Posey, Realmuto, Smith. And I'm gonna go Buster Posey, veteran catcher. He's been performing great so far. Just look at these stats: 321 average, 10 homers, 21 RBIs. 974 OPS. Definitely want to vote him in. How much do you know? We know that they have Joey Bart, I believe is his name, who was catching for them last year because Posey opted out. So it just comes to how much more time is Posey going to get. I want to give him every chance he can get to get out there and get his name. Definitely a great catcher. I would want to see him representing the NL in the National League at the catcher position. In terms of the outfield, you got so much talent here. I mean, where to start? Byron Buxton, I mean, he's been hurt. Is he going to be able to be back in time? Hopefully, Adolis Garcia making a strong case for Rookie of the Year. Mitch Haniger's been nice. Randall Grichuk, Teoscar Hernandez, Aaron Judge. Jared Kelenic sadly hasn't been doing too great. Kyle Lewis has kind of had a setback. Hunter Renfroe's been a nice pickup. Springer's been hurt and kind of on and off. Mike Trout's obviously a reasonable pick. We got to go Mike Trout. Alex Verdugo can make a valid case. It's really tough with these guys, but I'm going to have to go with Adolis Garcia too. Adolis Garcia. And then in terms of the third guy, I mean, this is tough. I want to go Randy Arozarena. Right, we got Brett Gardner. He definitely probably will make it. I'm probably going to have to go Aaron Judge, I guess. I've been liking what I've been seeing out of Judge. Unless there's any other guys that I'm missing. Yeah, I guess Judge would be a fair pick. And then in terms of the National League, yeah, I mean, you got so many guys. Yelich is, he started off the season meh, and then he got hurt. Now he's coming back. He's been getting up there, as you could see. Jesse Winker, I'm going to go with him, making a strong case for MVP in the NL. Juan Soto, I'm going to go with the childish Bambino. Love to see what I see out of him. And then in terms of this last spot, it's really tough. If Nimmo was there, I think he could make a strong argument. Bryce Harper could make a strong argument. Trent Grisham, Aviel Garcia, I have him on my fantasy league. Michael Conforto's hurt. We saw he was an all-star in 2017. Nick Castellanos is definitely a fair pick. Mookie Betts, but Mookie's going to get in. I mean, Dodgers fans love, big fan base. They're going to vote for him no matter what. I'm going to go Acuna Jr. Definitely makes sense to see Acuna Jr. in. So those would be the 3 starters for the outfield in each league. In terms of the DH, this is really tough. I mean, you got Giancarlo Stanton, Shohei Ohtani, Yermin Mercedes, Austin Meadows, and JD Martinez. Nelson Cruz is good. Miguel Cabrera, if you want to, go that popularity, nostalgia, and Yordan Alvarez. This is really tough. Ohtani, would you want Ohtani to pitch, or would you want him to hit? So that's the thing. I mean, it's tough. It really is. I mean, Yerman's been nice. Austin Meadows, batting average doesn't mean a whole lot. He's been slugging, and then you got Martinez. I'm probably going to go with JD Martinez, mate. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go with JD Martinez, to be real with you. I think he's making a strong argument for the national, for the American League MVP. So this will be my all-star starting ballot. So we got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Marcus Semien, Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, Adolis Garcia, Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Salvador Perez, and JD Martinez. For the National League starting, we will have Max Muncy, Chaz Chisholm, Chris Bryant, Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto, Jesse Winker, and Buster Posey for the starters for the American and the National League. In terms of what New York Met players I think will be making it, because we know I'm a big Mets fan, obviously, as you could tell. In terms of what Met players I think are going to make it, no doubt. Cy Young guy, I could sit here for hours talking about DeGrom. Fine wine, absolutely. So Jacob DeGrom, I could probably see him being the starting pitcher at this rate. Sad enough, you can't really vote for pitching in this. That'd be cool if you could. So Jacob DeGrom will definitely be making it. And in terms of Jacob DeGrom, I could see, a bullpen guy, maybe Edwin Diaz making it, Miguel Castro potentially. But in terms of alternates, I could see Pete Alonso making it as a second or third alternate for the first base position, no doubt. Pete Alonso, he has unbelievable power. They're going to want him at the home run derby at Coors Field, so they're probably just going to, put him in the All-Star game. Maybe Dave Roberts puts him as that pick, or if not, they're going to want him there, like I said, popularity contest. So I'm sure a lot of the fans, including myself, I have another ballot where I put Alonso instead of Muncy. But, this is the ballot I wanted to share with you guys. This is who I think is going to start realistically. But yeah, please let me know in the comments, guys, what are your thoughts? Who do you think will make it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you put Judge? Would you not put Judge? Would you put Posey? Would you put Smith? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be very interested to hear. But yeah, pretty much in terms of the Mets that are making it, DeGrom, Castro, potentially Diaz, and then I got Alonso making it as a second or third alternate. And even the home run derby also was cool. All-Star weekend, you have other events. I got the home run derby. I could see Pete Alonso making the home run derby, no doubt. He's the reigning home run derby champion. So I could see Alonso making the home run derby, no doubt. But yeah, you got a ton of competition. This is going to be a great event. We didn't have it last year. So it's going to be great to see back having the Midsummer Classic. So I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Always means a lot. But please let me know in the comments, everyone. What are your thoughts? Make sure to give this video a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, all that great stuff for more great Mets and baseball content. Till next time, baseball fans. See ya.